afternoon, everybody. It is May 27th here today. It's the next day. And I'm having a little bit of video uploading issues just because my location, and sometimes I forget to plug my phone in at night, and then I'm like, oh, it's dead. I guess it didn't upload anything. Anyways, we are in the 4450. It's lilac season. That is my favorite plant, bush, whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's technically a tree, but I love lilac season in the spring. So got my air freshener going on right there. We are in the new sprayer here. We are spraying some glufosinate on this canola that we seeded into winter wheat. Didn't get a very good kill on the winter wheat. As you guys know, it was pretty cold when we were spraying. It was freezing at night, and it was really poor spraying conditions. It was very dry and dusty. These are the tracks right there from the previous 4440, and another set of tracks right here. So we are only going at about 11.5 miles an hour, and it's still like we're summer following out there. Look at that dust coming out. She's dusty, it's dry. We only got around 9/10 where this canola is. Unfortunately, we got up to 1.5 in different areas of the farm, but unfortunately this kind of missed some of the rain, and you can clearly tell. She's dry, she's dusty. We need a heck of a lot more rain, but we got a decent catch. Got a better catch on the Invigor canola than we did the Next Era canola, but I think that's just due to the seeding conditions that we were going into here. We do, to help combat the dust, we were throwing on an extra 15% right behind the tire tracks to help us out there a little bit. Canola is all coming very nicely on all the other fields. Next Era is typically a little slower to get going than Invigor is, so it doesn't surprise me too much. Here, I'll just cross this road. You can see my from the previous sprayer. Let's go over here. Right. Sorry, my charging cable's in the way. I'm just gonna stop. See all those? Those are rows. Those are cannolis. We got little cannolis going in there. So that's a good sign. I'll plug my charging cable here. Oh yeah. See nice little rows? You guys probably can't see them. Give it another 2 weeks and she's gonna look awesome. Looks pretty desolate right now though. I guess I should probably turn off my product, eh? Good thing this is all Liberty Link. Just spray out my canola. Oh, that was a drop. That was a drop. Alright, here we go. Let's fire things up. So I just hit number 2. So we got our cruise set to 11.5 mile an hour. Engine speed's about 1840, 1850. And then I have a 7 mile an hour turn speed. So this is my first load. No, that's not true. This is my second load. I just loaded. My second load. Got our auto boom. We're at about 33 inches off the ground. I haven't touched any of the sensitivities of... I don't think I've touched much of the sensitivities on anything, to be honest with you. yeah, so I guess I'm doing 10-gallon loads. Alright. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy some spraying. Oh, I got my carpet in here. Shoes outside. Good to go. Alright, we're just getting back to the truck here. Have to watch I don't hit something. About that, I had to pick the rest of my boom up, and it was hard to do everything all at the same time. I do like the shuttle shift. It's kind of nice. Nose right up to the dash here. The hood is definitely a lot larger on here, and it does restrict a little visibility, I'm not gonna lie. And a little more. Right there. Okay. Let's load up. Do. There, put my gloves on. We're all hooked up. Valves open up there. We're good. If you're wondering, well, what the heck are you doing here, Mike? Why aren't you loading up this one? Would make the most sense. It's true, but that one has got octane and stuff in it because Donnie is spraying Durham. He's spraying Durham. That's what I'm trying to say. Two different chemicals here. So yeah, we do have load stations kind of all over our farm. Typically we set them up depending on how large the fields are, and so normally we won't have a load station anywhere that's not in excess of 2,500 acres in one block. Right now we're on like a 3,000 acre field, 2,885, just under 3,000, something like that. So we have a few tanks here, then we got some like the one field, and then we got some other land just a few more miles down the road, so not too far away. We can load the sprayers from there. So then we'll load up these water stations with water when it's too windy to spray, too cold to spray, too hot to spray, whatever it might be. Or maybe there's just no spraying to be done at all, and it just gives us an opportunity to stock some water when we know that we're going to be coming down here to spray. Then we'll load up the dash. If we need more water than what the stations will hold, we'll load up the dash. We'll come on down here, and we'll also take a sprayer load with us as well if we need to take excess water. But we are spraying 10 gallons, so it doesn't take long to burn off water. And if we continue to need more water, no big deal, no big deal. That's why we have nurse trailers kicking around, and they are also going to be servicing the station and the dash. And now that we have chem inductors, we can throw a couple cases on our sprayer, or they can throw a couple cases on the nurse trailer, and they can follow us around, and the dash can follow us around. So we have lots of options to keep the sprayers up and running. Right now, we are not running at peak efficiency because we do not have a loader. Apparently I'm leaking a little bit of phosphate. But when we get rolling to peak efficiency, we'll have a driver on the trailer, also be the guy will also be mixing our loads, and then we'll also have a guy bringing us water to the dash or the nurse station, or he's stocking water at the next station, because we got lots of stations all over the place. That way we're always staying in front of the sprayer with water. So Donovan is spraying right now. He's a long ways away from me. Long ways away from me, actually. And we have the nurse trailer going to him. And he's using his chem inductor. And he's got a few jugs, not that. He's got some other chemical on board. He can just use his inductor and up it goes and he's gone. I have the Dash because I've got the totes. And I'm using a lot of glufosinate. So I have the Dash. And we are also still washing equipment. We are, let's go through here, look at some canola while we're wanting to stop and look at some canola. We're washing drills, washing augers, washing conveyors, and we're planting trees and stuff at the North Farm. So, yeah, things are coming along pretty good. We got some nice cannolis right here. Very minimal flea beetle damage, very, very minimal. It's treated anyway for a little while. A few bites right there, you can see. A couple bites. Taking a few little chunks out of it. Of course, we're right on the corner here as well. Let's kind of walk out here a little bit. Obviously, these fields do not need to be sprayed yet. There's next to zero weed pressure. We're only spraying because we didn't get a very good kill on that windweed. But once this stuff gets a little bit more to the cabbagey stage, or if there's more weed pressure comes, we're hoping that we're going to tag a rain here at the beginning of June. Oh, no, we got a little bit of weeds here. Right here. That's hawks. Oh well, we can burn that down. I forgot that this field had some of that. See if we can zoom in here on some rows. Hard to see them. Well, we'll come back. We'll give this a couple weeks. We'll come back and see what this looks like. Let's go load the sprayer. So that way it's not sitting here just idling away, clocking up some hours. All right, so we're just loading up some glufosinate. I already threw 2 jugs of my herbicide in. There's 2 ways you can do it. You can take this, tip it upside down, and put it over that little spinner that sprays water and then let it glug out that way. Or do this, throw that in there. And pour it out this way. And then throw it over the spinner. And then we got this little, oh, I spit my hair on. We got this little foot feed right here. Done. All nicely rinsed out. So then those can be recycled. We're almost full of glufosinate. See, all it is a little spinner. And then we also have a garden hose. In case we need to do a little extra rinsing. And then on top of that, we also have another rinser right back there that can also rinse. You close this down and then you can rinse that. Again, we're almost full here. Just about. Hard to see my leaders. Can't see them. That's green. Let's start pulling some green out here. I guess we can pull out the other herbicide. So this one is, R is the blue, green is the J. So you can go by the numbers, or the letters I should say, or the colors. And then this one here is your master water. Halfway down the suck, all the way goes down the suck and rinse them. That's all the glufosinate that I need. Check how much water that we have in the sprayer. 800 gallons. We're half. this one's empty. So I'm sucking this one down and rinsing it. Woo! Look at that. So obviously I'm a huge fan of the Phiber Dash trailer. And again, how I have it set up is so I can have my chemical on board. I can do my thing. I got my own boom. Never have a contamination. Donovan, yeah, that's a mess in there. Also, cages can hold boxes. Donovan has his own chemical, his own boom. Yeah, 0 risk of contamination. That's how I like it. Obviously, Dono isn't here. He's spraying another part of the farm. So yeah, this would be the boom that I'm using. And this would be the boom that he would use. And this can only be used with this one. It's the only thing. It can only be, and also, even if you're not using multiple outfits, sure is nice to have a backup. Sure is nice to have a backup. Oh yeah, she's nice and clean in there. All right, now we're just loading up the water. That's all we're doing. So, case in point, last year, just check my water here, we're 1100. Case in point, last year, I had one of my engines go down. I can't remember what happened, but we couldn't use this particular dash. We couldn't use it. So that's fine, because we still had another backup. Love having backups. You can never have enough backup for farming. 1163. Perfect. Awesome. So yeah. So this tank volume stops at 1600 because we have it set at 1600, right? It's a 1600 gallon tank, but it actually holds more than that. We fill it to 1650. And yes, it's foaming out a little bit because there is some foam and I don't have any defoamer with me, but I want 1650. Especially since I have those 8 nozzles putting on 15% more product. Unlike the 40 series sprayers where they rob Peter to pay Paul, they just take a little bit off the rest of your sprayer nozzles. This time it's pulling it right out of your tank. So you're still spraying 10 gallons there and you are spraying 15% on 8 more nozzles. So it takes a little extra gallons. I don't know why we walked over here. We need to be by the sprayer. 1383. Oh yeah, if you're wondering what's taking so long, the pump's just idling. We don't want ramming speed, and no, my agitation pump is not on because this stuff's quite foamy. So we want to fill it slowly, no agitation, and then hopefully we don't push out too much foam. Okay, well, I'm not going to bore you guys while I'm waiting. I got the Volvo running here because we had to charge up our air. Looks like we're pretty much full. I can normally get 3 loads out of that tank before I need to resupply our air. And it completely depends on how much rinsing you do. If you're not a very thorough rinser, you can get more loads. If you're a very thorough rinser, you're only going to get 3 loads. Okay, we're almost full here. I gotta focus. I'm gonna go idle that pump all the way down. We're close. Yep, I think we're there. Perfect. Didn't even push any foam out. All right, there you have. Of course I'm getting another phone call. Yeah, no foam out. Awesome. And then we got this, and then we can blow the line out, except I broke the cord, so I can't blow the line out. But yeah, if your sprayer would take anymore. Okay, I gotta get this phone call. Well, it's evening, the sun is setting, and we need to shut down because you can't be spraying glufosinate without the sun. Where Donovan can keep going, but I cannot. So I am waiting for my ride. I'm not quite done down here. I just shut the sprayer off, just trying to conserve some hours. And now we wait. Beautiful sunset. Always beautiful down here in the southwest. My lilacs have dried up throughout the day. But don't worry. Oh, they still smell good though. Yeah. I can get a lot more of those yet. Our wind has finally died down, of course, because it's evening. I'm going to put my hoodie on. So, ran the sprayer most of the day. I actually only ran like 4.5 loads out of it because it's really slow spraying out here. Try to keep your dust down. So far, so good. It's definitely too rough still. Got to get some air. I don't know how much air they got in these tires, but I can tell you it's 2 times too much. We got to put some squat on these suckers. I want 4 bars on the ground when it's loaded because I like a smooth ride, and it's still choppy. It's a little choppy. I thought it was going to be smoother than that. I'm not going to lie. I was expecting smoother. So we'll lower the air pressure. We're only running about 12, 15 pounds in our 710s on our 4440. I'm pretty sure he was saying that there's like 26 or 30 pounds in there. I'm like, we're going to cut that in half. We're taking those suckers down to 15. Other than that, it's probably going to be due for a grease already. We got some dust build up. Yeah, it's really dusty. She's dusty. We need a rain. We need a rain, guys. Like, pretty soon. Pretty soon. All right, I gotta go watch my Oiler highlights. I do believe that we have taken a 3-1 lead of the series with the Dallas Stars, so pretty stoked about that. I'm looking for a rematch with the Florida Panthers. Nothing against the Canes, but I don't think you're coming back from that. And I'm stoked. Okay, I'll catch you guys later. Adios, amigos.